It's so funny. Okay, here we go. Cyberpunk's been and gone. The hype train was well and truly not worth it for many people. And the game is going to be ripped apart for the next 12 months by Project CD Red, investors, neckbeards, Sony, the lot, the whole shebang. There we go. It's done. It's now in a theoretical coma, and it will wake up a new game, just like No Man's Sky, and all will be well in the universe. But as it stands at the moment, all we get is a little apology letter from Project CD Red. I didn't really read it because they called me a gamer. That's not really my pronoun. Very disappointing you, Project CD Red. I thought you was a forward-thinking company, but apparently not. If I can be brutally honest here, I had no hype for Cyberpunk anyway. Didn't watch any of the reveal trailers. I have a very unpopular opinion with games of this magnitude, and especially of this genre. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm old and cynical enough to know nothing can live up to the hype train the media can generate. It was bound for failure in my opinion. Konami fucked me brutally hard like pretty much 5 years ago now, and I don't think I'll ever trust again. And yet here we are, the big old corporate suits fucked us again once more. We have got a game with cut content up the arse. They worked the developers almost half to death to meet a deadline aimed at a financial gain, and my, the irony is laughable.
The world's fucked in the head, and you're fucked in the head. Get fucked in the head.
So being the only guy in the world that wasn't wrapped up in all this enthusiasm for Cyberpunk, I decided to go back and watch some of the reveal trailers to see what I missed out and what potentially could have been in the game. And it turns out they actually tried to warn us this whole time.
It's one of those places where expectations and reality collide, resulting in a heap of disappointment.
But you guys failed to listen. Yeah, that's your problem. But top of the list of features removed was something along the lines of wall running and mantis hand climbing, customizable vehicles, some third-person cutscenes, a subway fast travel. I mean, none of these are really that big of a deal if you ask me, and can always come in the future. But the main thing here is the cut content of being able to download the game through PSN, which was such big news. It actually even broke headlines on BBC. It was all over the news. Even my mom told me about it, which is kind of funny that my mom is knowing about games that I don't even know. But yeah, so anyway, the investors are mad, the stocks are bad, the rich corpo bastards are looking to sue, and I was just sat there wondering, like, the game isn't even that bad. Thankfully, being a part of the PC Master Race, I had the better experience. And if you're a part of the last gen peasantry, you wasn't blatantly lied to, just all the console versions of the game conveniently misplaced until the day of release. And thankfully so, because the game is fucking awful. I looked at it, my eyes started watering, and I'm glad I didn't have to experience that.
It's rotten! Look!
I mean, I thought my experience playing on PC, full settings, everything maxed out, ray tracing the lot, humble brag, was very unoptimized and a little bit buggy around most corners. But if you was playing on last gen consoles, man, did you have it worse. I would say I feel sorry for you guys, but in all honesty, you're holding me back right now. I'm just trying to experience the greatest games ever made, and you guys are just, you know, keeping these developers making terrible stuff. Be a fucking consumer and go and buy stuff, you stupid pigeons. I want to experience better games. So it's fair to say the game is buggy, but they don't really bother me. I tend to get a kick out of the bugs. I mean, I'm just a visitor to the Matrix. I'm not trying to set up shop and make it my second life, which most people of this genre are trying to do. In fact, I tend not to show up to these types of watering holes anyway, due to the thirsty motherfuckers it attracts.
I can't wait for all the modded romancing questlines. Oh, Judy. Oh my god, Panam, you guys are so fit.
And with that being the case, the backlog of RPGs I never finished consists of The Witcher, Fallout, Dragon Age, Deus Ex, Skyrim, Mass Effect. I mean, the list goes on. I've had fun with these types of games in the past, mainly Mass Effect, but I find the combat tends to be dull and clunky, and the fake choices and conversations with zeros and ones don't really excite me too much. But here I am. I played Cyberpunk. I enjoyed Cyberpunk even. The combat was fast and solid, and I had a fun time doing all the little side activities from street racing to fist fighting. I mean, I even enjoyed listening to Keanu Reeves being an edgy little boy.
Get fucked in the head.
Running around a virtual city never felt so alive. I mean, until you poke it and you watch it blow up and glitch out all over the place. But as a backdrop, it looked nice. It was fun to zoom around the city in vehicles that were clearly designed by someone who has only ever driven a fully loaded shopping trolley. Unfortunately, police chases are non-existent due to the game having zero AI. The extent of the free roaming in Cyberpunk was just kind of not really there. but as the story goes, I enjoyed it. The first half of the Cyberpunk story really didn't sell it to me. Boring characters with boring chats, getting bombarded by calls and messages from people I had no idea who the fuck they were. I'd be talking to someone who would name drop 4 people. I'd receive messages from people who had no idea who they were. They would be talking about someone else. There'd be It was really fucking overwhelming. There was a laundry list of people who just wanted to suck my big old smelly willy, and I didn't even know who they were, so I couldn't consent. But saying that, the second half tends to chill out a little bit. Once you get to grips with who the star players of the show are, you tend to enjoy what's going on a little bit more than you did at the start when you had no idea who the fuck you were talking to. But long story short, I made it to the end and I was happy with how it panned out up until that point. Now, spoiler alert, big massive motherfucking spoilers right here. I'm gonna be very blunt. The ending sucked. All the endings were shit, and I was very underwhelmed. Considering how crazy and over the top things could have gone, and considering how boring and vague every ending turned out, I was very disappointed. I felt robbed. Let's go over the endings. You sit in a chair, credits. You walk through a door, credits. You sit on a tank, credits. You sit on a bus, credits. You float in space, the end. I felt robbed. I played my V like a gun-toting, fist-swinging fucking badass, and I wanted the ending that fitted that, and it didn't exist. They were all vague and boring and a bit sad and somber, and
no, there's no fucking point.
Being very upset with the ending I got, I decided to search and see if I missed one that maybe I could have had, and it turns out there was a secret ending. And apparently when you come up to the final scene, you sit down with my boy Johnny Wick and he has a big old conversation with you, and this is around the time you get to pick what ending you want, and if you leave it 5 minutes, that's real time 5 minutes, he will eventually tell you there's a suicide mission. You can go in there, guns are blazing, and kick off and take names, and that's what I wanted to do. I was so excited, so I waited the 5 minutes and I didn't get the option. Just give me the fucking ending. So it turns out Mr. Johnny Silvercock did not like me enough to give me the option to go and kill myself in a death run. So I had to go back, lose 12 hours of gameplay, all the side quests, all the optional missions I'd done are now completely gone. So I went back, I sucked him off, I went to the final ending again, I waited the 5 minutes. No dice. This guy's playing hard to get. So I ended up Googling it, and it turns out of all the options that he gives you in this scene right here, you have to pick the exact ones I'm currently picking. If you pick one of these that I didn't just pick right now, you lose. You don't get the ending. You have to reload it all the way back up to the point where you can do this scene again, to which I did 3 times because I didn't want to Google it and ruin everything. I wanted to see it for myself. I didn't want the spoilers. But anyway, long story short, I sit there for the 5 minutes and he gives me the option.
Time to party
Weapons
like it's
and other hazardous
2023.
materials.
I go in, I get killed. Why do I get killed? Because I'm getting one hit by the fucking samurais. So I try again. 1 hit, credits. 1 hit, credits. Why is this happening? Well, maybe because I reloaded 12 hours back and now I'm not the level I should have been. So I'm only level 19 and they kill me in 1 hit. So long story short, I gave up. I googled the fucking ending just to see what happens because I wasn't going to do this to myself. I'd already lost around 20 hours at this point of my life and I didn't want to lose another 20 more hours. So I googled it and it turns out, you know what? Here's the fucking kicker. The suicide ending is the same exact fucking ending that already exists in the game.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You either get on the stupid bus or you fucking going to space. Words cannot express how mad this made me feel. Only actions can. So I choose to end this on my own terms. Thanks, Project CD Red. Thanks a lot.
Been nice working with you, V.
Yeah. With you too, Johnny.